The church manual says that there is one approved channel for tithe to be returned and for offerings to be given to the organized body. Tithes and offerings should be returned to your local church, and the storehouse is the bank of that local church. That is what the church manual says. Look at the hypocrisy now. The SDA church is applying a double standard regarding tithe redistribution. Watch this. Listen.
The General Conference does not accept or receive tithe directly from members. When tithe is sent to the General Conference directly by members, the General Conference sends the funds anonymously to the local conference where the tithe payer resides to have them processed through the regular channels. In 2007, the General Conference was approached by a family that was divesting itself of a multinational business. The family wanted to tithe the sale, the proceeds of the business, and the amount was extraordinarily large. It was recommended to the General Conference Executive Committee of Annual Council 2007 that the General Conference should accept this tithe and apply it in a different way.
So what happened here? They violated their own policy. Here he is.
The matter was presented to the General Conference Executive Committee with a request for a variance from applicable policies.
So they brought their own policy? So what must we do with a church manual? Imagine this. Imagine if Jesus had come to earth and gave us his law and then violated his own law. What would we say? Just put aside my illustrations earlier with parents and children. Parents tell child one thing but does something else as a parent. That child will never take parent seriously as a Christian. What if Christ had done that? Here are my laws, my standards, yet came and did otherwise. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, Christ says, think not that I'm come to destroy the law of the prophets. I'm not come to destroy, but to what? To fulfill.
For those that might say or hint that the General Conference is outside of policy in dealing or receiving these funds, I wish to say that we have gone through 11 years of audits.
So that's the excuse. So that is the excuse for violating their own policy. Why would they make this known and had to address it? Because there was a protest. Here is the elephant in the room. How many other times did they violate their own policy as it relates to tithe receiving? How many other times? Second question, how many other policies have they violated when it was convenient for them? Money, money, money. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Let's get back to the church manual. This is going to connect with the actual issue that Fulcrum 7, Jerry Wagner, raised in the beginning. That paragraph says, all officers shall set an example in the matter of returning a faithful tithe to the church. Anyone who fails to set such an example shall not be elected to church office. Bottom paragraph says, in the red box, look at the one in the middle. Elders and other officers, as well as the pastor and conference and institutional employees, are expected to set good leadership examples by returning tithe. No one shall be continued as either a church officer or conference employee who does not conform to this standard of leadership. In other words, you're disqualified. So the very treasurer who gave that report, put him back on the screen here, preacher, that man should resign, be defrocked. GC leaders in 2007 must also be defrocked.